for a firecracker. And her name is Lisa Marie.
Woo!
Right.
Hello, how are we?
Good.
You hear me? You know what? I don't think I need that.
Oh, you leave.
Huh?
I don't think you heard.
Our ancestry spoke in djembe and tom-tom, and we cannot interpret the rhythmic language of our heritage, forgotten that under our skin are bones through which the canvas of our existence has been stretched like leather. Can you not get the drum? These books were written in English and they cannot decipher the history of our families. Government-sponsored tales weren't printed user-friendly. They spoke no Navajo, nor did they speak Swahili. Reciting fairy books written by kings and passing the enchanted glitter onto our children. Grandpa has forgotten memories in his true ethnicity. They lay stagnant in the rivers beneath his eyes, waiting to cry out his societal amnesia and bless his children with the reign of real kings that should fall into the wrinkles of sheets that wrap us, waiting to be saved by the waters. Dip us into the oceans of deceptions, and yes, baptize me, Father, for I shall be saved when I am no longer enslaved by synthetic blood culture. Pale-faced with black feet, my birth certificate owned me to a nation of thieves, drained my blood of customs, and gave me the traditional genetics of a European, the elements of a white girl, because no one called for my reservation and no seat was saved after my name was inked and enslaved in this character that they call my God. And in him we trust our funds from the cribs, with lifelines placed like gods and wallets, investing in our looks like Satan is the next of kin. Tan me, bleach me, stuff me, cuff me, anything to erase the face of royalties, but under the knife, remember that from jealousy, even the Sphinx lost his nose. Praying for reflections reflected by Eurocentralized visions, where we have all lost our identities to pictures presented in advertising. Our minds are prostituted by propaganda when the bodies we inherited from warriors and chiefs are being slayed by incisions, imprisoned again by what they took. Screaming at me from the rape of my nation, Christopher broke the hymen of my motherland and replaced my father with the son. Brothers and sisters kidnapped here on vessels, now we are all the bastard children of Lady Father Time, withering in lies about who we are. Mark the bubble Caucasian and look at my family's addictive tendencies and wonder where they started. They say we don't feel the pain of history, but that's because they numb our blood with poison to forget what they have ensured we will not learn. The scars against my roots are coming back to me, unlocking within the notes and keys passed down through the memories of wise beats. The seed of my soul finds light in my cerebellum, flowering in my left ventricle, waiting for the pollination to root me back into the seven wonders. The truth is screaming into my eardrums, pulsating simultaneously within my heart drums, so that in the tempo running in my rivers, I can hear the story of whom I should be. My heirlooms are the black-footed natives, and their memories still dance beneath the acorn canopies. I'm sorry, I haven't done this almost since she was born.
Keep it going, girl. Keep it going.
Before the black roots were twisted with long black braids, I might have spoken with arms that dance to hides against skins with fur on my legs. My enlightenment has came from the whispers of a percussion. These memories rooted in the words of djembe and tum-tum from within me. I'm pulsating with history, spreading roots like lightning with every palm pressed hit against the hide. I'm rumbling with bass like thunder, awaken the cryptic answers with staffs against legend lines until my white cells mix with my red cells, and I can hear the drum. I can hear the drum, people. Can you? Thank you.
Firecracker, Lisa Marie.
I'll try this. I don't know how well it's going to work out. Thank you. Never separate from the 85, build with the 10 and put the other 5 in that place. No dominant race, but keeping above mind-lighted enlightenment where knowledge is power. Real equal opportunity tell me we couldn't govern better, nevertheless, because we understand our neighbor. I refuse to stand in the welfare line with my index pressed to lips in silence. I scream for humanity. What they won't say, I'm willing. One terrorist down, they've made us dummies. Murdering and celebrating, now let's assassinate the real villain in Texas. Live in place the crosshairs between Bush's brow, stand on the Gaza Strip and yell, Israel does not exist. And I'm sure I'll make that list as a terrorist, but who cares? Revoke my citizenship and I'll pray for Moses to part these waters. American society begging the Pharaoh for what wealth? They've emptied their wishing well, and it's hard to tell whose side anyone is on if Jesus shall rise. Will he even recognize his own people? Searching for Mary-like mothers, finding half-naked heartlets, shall we let them damn us all? Roll call us to hell on velvet red carpets with flashing lights and fistfights, recruiting us in fan clubs. Vote for your favorite idols. Memorize their lines and forget the good books. Headlines. Soldiers are rubbing drugs against their gums to find the numb. A little girl becomes a whore to pay her father's bills. A family dies today in starvation, and we invade to watch them beg for our food and clean water. So sell your gold and silver, and they'll buy more bullets to have adolescents pull the trigger. They say they want peace on earth, as long as it's not in an American ghetto where they can enslave, holding government housing above their heads. No more breaking breads to selling food stamps, 2 for 1. Better cop a gun and read how to be an American outlaw 101. Confide within your neighbors to impeach the Pharaoh and the whole crooked system. For anyone who will listen, this is patriotism. For my brethren of all complexions and nationalities, it's time to unite. Bring down the one eye, kill the blind, and raise the biblical zombies back to life from their track lines and their crack pipes. They can only afford to lose so many before they're forced to govern by our voice. God willing, we're living a fake wealth with hate of self, and we keep buying for more time to clock in, to earn more, to spend. It's dog eats dog, man ate man. Why can't we all make it reality? She spoons her poison into her wrist to bad bastard children retarded in withdrawal, but his rims is spinning a mouthful of gems in it to win, and our children are losing, and he gives this disease to our community. And when his time is spent, they'll lock his wrist in behind their bars. We spend so much time breaking each other down to build ourselves up, but what if we weren't so independently stingy? Soldiers unafraid, we wouldn't assassinate, we'd admit to murder, shed a demon's blood to protect our brothers. It's time for a mutiny. I'm tired of being a tax-paying puppet. We're collateral, and that's nothing. An estimate of how much profit we can make for our government, and our time is spent on these open mics with status updates, but we stand for nothing, so we're falling too. Action isn't about what we get up here and say, good people. It's about what we choose to go forth and do. Peace.